Om Shanti.
I am so happy to be joined by Trude Dybendahl from Norway. Welcome to this special edition of Ask the Author for Magic and Miracles.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I'm so excited to share all of the miraculous things that you've experienced and accomplished in your life. You've been a professional skier, on this world-class level, and some of what you experienced on the slopes, you're now translating into the work that you do as a coach and as a transformational teacher. So many things I want to get into, but let's start with the book, because I think the way that your magic and your miracles unfolded, at least how the little bit that you share in this book, is really profound. So let's just kick it off. You were already skiing professionally at the time that you shared this story. What year were we in?
We are back in 1991.
Okay. And so you, at the point of this story, you found yourself in kind of a crazy situation. As you tell it, you had been skiing professionally and you knew how to get in the zone where your body, the skis, the snow, the slopes, you just really felt that flow experience. And then you found yourself not feeling quite right, and you discovered that you were pregnant. And at the time you thought this was not according to your plan, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I was heading toward my big goal, which was to become the world champion.
Yeah.
And I'd already won like an Olympic medal and World Cup races, so I was pretty good level. Yeah. When I leveled up, I really wanted to become the world champion, and everything went really well. And then as you mentioned, I came into this. I was actually getting pregnant just a couple of months before the championships.
Wow.
And the time was really not ready for becoming parents or a mother. So I decided to go for this abortion. And that was a really vulnerable time because I was already well known here in Norway, and I felt that everybody wanted a piece of me, and I was really vulnerable in this place. I didn't want anyone to write about it or talk about it. I just shielded myself very much.
Yeah. And so you only told your parents and your ski coach and just tried to brush it away and go on with life, right?
Right. I really didn't dive into it at all. It was done actually on Christmas Eve, which was like, okay, Jesus Christ being born and I'm doing something wrong. But still a lot of things going on inside, and I just put it aside and continued to prepare for my championships. And entering January, I went to ski to do the World Cup race in Russia, and didn't went well. And at this time, I was just hitting a kind of wall and a low. My body didn't function. I was really, would you say depressed? I was like really low, no juice, no joy. I just didn't figure out anything. And this built up for these weeks then. And here I was like 5 weeks before the championships, and it was dark. It was really, really dark.
Yeah. And do you think part of that was also the feeling of secrecy, that you couldn't tell anyone? You didn't even have some of your closest friends didn't even know what you had gone through.
No, at that time I was just hiding everything.
Yeah.
I guess some people can relate to that. We hide what's really going on inside.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't understand how much my body was carrying of all these emotions and thoughts, and how tough it really was. So I thought ignoring it was the good strategy.
Right.
So really telling nobody, not even my closest friends, girlfriends, and I was just leave it there and let me continue towards my goal.
But the way that you describe it in your chapter in this book, Magic and Miracles, is you said that, you were really at a point of despair, and you were looking for, how am I going to get out of this? And that's when you had a vision. quite a vision in a very extraordinary dream. Tell me about that.
Well, a part of it is that I went to bed the night I came from Russia, and I was devastated and just, I mean, I was in my early 20s, so not too much life experience. And I was like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
So nowhere to go. And I fell asleep with a big question, like, what's the way out of this? And I won't go into the details, but I have this very, very clear vision that I wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning and start to remember. And I have some dreams that really tell me something, but this was amazing, clear. And I didn't really get it. I didn't understand it, but I was just going through it again and again. I still see all this movie going on.
Well, I think, I mean, we definitely want people to read it in the book, but at least that first part of the dream scene where you were like enclosed in like a box or something, right? So, I mean, at least give us a sense of, because it's not just like any old dream. This was...
No, I'm in this closed room where the walls are here. They are just narrow and it's dark. It's empty. You just feel there is no life in here.
Wow.
And I can't move, and it's just nothing in there. But I just know that there is a door in front of me with no knob. There's no way to open the door. There is a door there, but I'm just stuck. Pretty good picture of where I felt I was. And then I hear this voice saying, you will be helped to open this door. And okay. And then the journey goes on, and I hear this voice telling me, giving me messages. And then I see myself actually getting out there in the sparkling light, and things happen out there. And all this, what I know now is that this vision it guided me out of this, so that I understood when things happened in my life, out in life, I was like, this is a part of the vision actually going on. So it was really strong guiding me. And
had you ever had voices or these sort of symbolic dreams?
Yeah, I've had quite many symbolic dreams, but not this strong. And sensing energies, like sensing a presence. But I had no idea what this was really about. I mean, now during the years I've come to understand it, but it was like, I have no idea what this is. But I would today say that one of my guides were actually guiding me.
Yeah, and because the way that you describe it, as when you did pass through that door in this vision, and there was this male figure standing there saying, you know, this is all for you. Go, play. And then you find yourself on your skis, like in that diamond glistening snow. And so do you think that is one of your spiritual guides?
I didn't have any word for it at that time, but I'm sure I know, and I can still see and feel him. Well, the beauty of this, I didn't know anything about guides or spiritual world or anything. So the beauty is that you don't have to know about this for it to happen, because it's beyond the thinking mind, the thoughts. It's there. It's just allow it, and the fun thing is to begin to acknowledge it and even ask for it.
Yeah. But I know now that you have a very much more participatory experience with guides and energy, and your whole life is centered around that. But before we get to where you are today, you know, you were able to get through that dark place, and you did ski again. So talk to us about how you made that next transition to get back on your skis and feel that flow again.
Well, first of all, there was an energy shift happening in me. You have to read the book to really get what happened during this vision. And in the end of this vision, I'm in such an amazing place where the energy is, words can't really tell. Yeah. But what I realized many years after is also that I was kind of prepped for that energy. reaching somewhere where you're not today, you got to raise your energy vibrations. And that's also what happened, because thinking the same thoughts and doing the same things is actually the same kind of energy vibration. So you'll get the same, the wrapping maybe, but still the same kind of things happening in your life and going on. So it's actually like, it's magnetic. I was like pulled towards this gold. And I knew that was the message also I got here. I got to do the job.
Yeah.
I got to do what it takes, but keep focused and know that this will be. And with this inner knowing, I was moving through these weeks towards the championships. They were still a struggle because I actually got sick just 2 weeks before the championships and had to go on antibiotics and had high temperature. And so it was really a test all the way to the day. But then the energy shift had happened. And that's when magic may really happen.
Well, and that's part of what you really want people to understand, isn't it? That, energy and vibrations, this is really the source of everything that is here in this manifest universe, and that we are actually a physical manifestation of that energy. Isn't that part of what you're helping people understand now?
Yeah, I do believe in understanding things. It's important for people to not only experiencing and hear woo woo. I mean, that's a part of it, but also understanding that things are not the way we were brought up to believe that they are. It's really, really quite different. And a huge tipping point, I think, is to play with the thoughts and realize that the physical world, everything out there, is a projection of your inner world. Because everything starts with energy, the consciousness. Well, as Einstein said, everything is energy.
Exactly.
And that's really a huge one.
And so if we look at this idea of consciousness, I mean, who we say we are, who we are conscious of ourselves as being, that's going to dictate a lot of what we see in our life. So, I mean, whether you call it the law of attraction or the laws of the universe, it really doesn't matter. But, one of the things that I know you really believe is that you are a divine co-creator of your life. And so if we start with consciousness, like who am I conscious of who I am, that's really what the link is to creating miracles. If I think that I'm just this limited person with da-da-da-da-da, right? I mean, you explain.
Yeah, but it's true. Yeah, it's if we walk around and think we are victims for this and can't really do anything about this outside world, then it will just remain as it is. But we are so much more than victims of how things are. And it's like a movie going on in your brain. The thoughts create those movies, and it's like when you're to the cinema. And there's a projector showing the movie on the screen. So depending on what kind of movie you have in your head, the thoughts, the belief systems, that's actually what you project out there. And that will be the movie you see and how you experience your life. So changing that, knowing that you're not your thoughts, it's a kind of program. And that's a part of the conscious self-leadership that I'm so passionate about. Yeah. It's about accessing your own consciousness, what they call the quantum field of possibilities, and realizing that we are so much more, that you are a divine being. And this is nothing about religion. It's because religion is like fear-based as well, punishment. And that's not what this is about. We are amazing co-creators of our own lives. And it's so on time we step into that co-creational part instead of being victimized for whatever is going on there. What kind of future do we want to create? What kind of future do you want to create in your own life and for your kids and for your family? Let's create a beautiful world rather.
Yes, let's do it. Well, I love this train of thought, and I remember when you and I met in Denmark, I guess, and we were sitting down talking about your experience transitioning from professional sports into now the coaching world and helping people again, like you said, becoming that master of their life. But one of the things that you found was a really key distinction for you was leaving the sports world and entering into normal life. There were certain principles that came up for you that you needed to return to, like the lifestyle of an athlete, which is so protected. And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, this is a fun part of the story because I remember, if we buy into the concept that our thoughts are just programs, and they are different, whether you're born in Africa, China, right, South America, Norway, the States, we do get these different programs, truth about what a woman is, a man, what life is, what is success, what is bad, what's good. It's only thoughts and programs. And what happened when I stopped skiing is that my husband at the time, who has been a skier as well, he said to me, Trude, now life can't be just about you anymore. Now you have to care about us.
Wow.
And I remember the feeling inside of me. It was like, oh my God, I'm caught in the middle of that, thinking about myself. At that time, I didn't know, but it happened. That's when my programs were activated for, a woman should serve, care, and it's not about me. We have the law in Norway, the law which tells you're nothing and you shouldn't think you are anything. Quite a different from the United States where go for it, you can make everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing this because my ex-husband is really a great man. What I'm sharing is that his programs talk to my programs and they were activated. And from then on, I slowly, step by step, actually walked away from myself. Also getting into this hurry life, quite stressful life with kids and work and get everything to merge together.
Right.
Thinking, okay, I've had my time. Lucky me, I've had my time. I stopped skiing when I was 32 and okay, game over. Now it's this other part. And that was really a exhausting and painful journey. Of course, a lot of good things in my life also. But a couple of times I almost hit the wall and was so exhausted that doctor said, if it wasn't for your physical health, you would be there.
Wow.
Because you're so worn out. And I managed to get some energy and, say some no's and take myself back a little bit. But it wasn't until only 5 years ago that I walked around on my kitchen floor and felt no reason for living. I wasn't talking about suicidal, but I was like, I have no more energy. I'm like, where's my flame? Where's my sparkle? And it had been like this for months. And from having a little flame to almost no flame to I saw myself just falling down on the kitchen floor and just lie there, just still standing though. And I was like, there is no juice left here. And my life was really chaotic at that time. It was a mess, which is my experience now. When I leave myself and when I'm not connected to who I truly am, through my heart, so that I can make the wise choices for me, life gets quite painful. It gets into striving and the stress and the worry and the anxiety, and it really drains us of energy.
Yeah. And so what did you do to reconnect to, your real self?
I must admit it was a journey. I wish I could say it was a snap, but it wasn't. It was a step-by-step journey to kind of waking up and realizing that I am important in my own life. And I tell you, that was a lot of meetings with myself, feeling guilt and oh, I should care more about others. And am I really allowed to say I'm important in my life as well? I thought that was in the top sport I can do it.
Right.
And that's when I realized it was a voice saying, look to your previous life, Trude, the 16 years on with the national team. What was the essence of how you were living? Because then I was in balance.
Yeah.
I would see with the feminine and masculine power, the yin and the yang, the doing and the resting.
Yeah.
And there was juice and love and joy. And of course it was hard work as well, but the baseline was different. Yeah. And that's when I realized it's actually a way of living I believe in. It's a sustainable way of living. Yeah. Where I saw what I had been living was a non-sustainable life.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw because I really have a passion for humanity, for Gaia, this planet Earth we're living on, which is not sustainable at the moment. How can we create a sustainable life on Earth with Gaia if we're not living sustainable lives?
Yeah.
Because things are micro and macro. So a human being not living sustainable life, how can we create a sustainable planet? So this goes so together for me, and that's why I'm just passionate about like guiding people back into who they truly are.
Yes, and finding that sustainable life, that sustainable path. And so you, through this journey, you've also really studied even more about energy and how it flows. And, you know, you and I share this passion for Qigong. So tell me a little bit more about that, because as you're teaching people, you know, how to become the master of their lives, you are teaching about energy and about thoughts, and you're bringing it all together.
Yeah, it's a huge concept.
Yeah.
Because life is huge and humanity, wow, we are so much. But it's about realizing I was like 3 years after I stopped skiing, I entered the world of energies in a more conscious way by training with a person that I love dearly, and I'm so grateful for those years because he opened up the eyes to me about the energy world through the Chinese way of viewing the world. And that's when I got to know all the energy that I felt while I was skiing and everything happening that I didn't understand. I asked people, do you feel like this? Does that happen for you? And people said, no, not really. And so this journey of mine has where I'm now is like I am guiding people into who they really are, as I said. And it's all about not only the thoughts and the mind, because the mind should be the servant of the heart. When we enter into passion, our longing, and asking those questions, who am I really? What is this life really about? Is there more to it? Starting asking those questions and then guiding people into how I'm actually talking about a change of lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And that's necessary to be able to enter your inner world and connect and realign with who you truly are. It's a journey of discovery. It's not a quick fix, but it's certainly an exciting journey, and a rewarding journey, because life suddenly turns so much more valuable, and the relationships and what you really find valuable in life comes more to the surface. Instead of stressing after all these material things that we think we need to have in order to be happy. Yeah.
And it sounds like now, by returning to that sense of balance that worked for you and really diving into all this energy work, you have that juice, you have that fire, and you're having many more magical moments in your life.
Yeah, that's what's the great thing about it. When aligned with yourself and living from the heart, and living from the heart is it's not a cliche, you know, it's sensing our way forward. And then adding the thoughts, and of course we need to structure and plan something to, and use our knowledge to get things out in the world. But it's coming from a very deep place within, and that's when we can do the shifts in this world, moving away. So what I like to ask my clients is and the persons, would you prefer a life with fear and worries and feeling insecure and feeling you're not enough and distrusting? Or would you like to live a life with faith, trust, compassion, joy, confidence, empowered? Because these two states will give you two different roads in your life. And certainly look 10 years from now, 20 years from now, certainly you will be in two different places.
Yeah.
And this is a choice we have, actually. And that's what I love to bring into people. Have them choose the other way.
Yeah, choose the path of magic. I love it. Well, if you would like to connect with Trude, you can visit her website, trudedybendahl.no. And if you speak Norwegian, you can also get a hold of her free ebook, which will help you become the magic master of your life, which is awesome. I want it when you translate it into English. Well, Trude, it's been such a joy to get to know you, and I know we're going to see each other in the new year. I'm so looking forward to bringing more of your work to the forefront, because I know we're just barely scratching the surface with all of the good stuff that you have created and really put together for helping people on this journey, bringing your expertise from your professional sports world, but also all of this deep, rich coaching and energy work. So excited.
Mm-hmm. Thank you a lot, Andrea. And what I'd love to say is to remember that life is this journey. It's not some place where you have to be. It's allowing patience and being kind to yourself while you do this journey of discovery and self-discovery and realign with yourself, and having that old you fading away. So yeah, I'm so much looking forward to the journey, and I wish the book Magic and Miracles all well and blessing out into the world.
Yes, and I know it will be. I know that people will be blessed as they read your story and tap into that magic. So I have to ask, the guy that appeared in this vision and you heard the voice, is he still with you?
He is, yes. His sparkling eyes and energy is like, mwah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, Trude, it's been a pleasure. Thank you again so much for sharing your story in this book, Magic and Miracles. And once again, folks, check her out online at trudedybendahl.no. Much love to you, my friend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy that interview? I sincerely hope so. If you did, please click that like button and share this video with someone else who needs a little positivity sprinkled into their life. If you know someone, or maybe you yourself, have a story that you want to share with the world, then please check out our publishing options at makeyourmarkglobal.com. And we just might be sharing your message with the world very soon. Please know this, my friend, you are a gift to this world. So share your presence with passion. Much love.